is it like that? Hi guys, I am back. So, I haven't been saying this, but if you're watching this live with me, hashtag live, and if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, let me know where you're tuning in from the comments. If you're watching it on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, Conspiracy Realist Universe, with a capital Y-O-U in universe, because not only are we in the universe, but the universe is inside of you and me and everyone. And so, I honestly believe that I am beginning to really understand conscious manifestation, deliberate intention, all those things. I'm actually listening to a really good book right now, and I highly recommend it. It's called what is it called? Alexa, play my book.
Getting your selection from Audible.
It's an Abraham and Esther Hicks book. The Amazing Power of Deliberate Intent. Okay, really, really, really good book. Alexa, pause. Amazing book. But what I was saying is, again, it's called The Amazing Power of Deliberate Intent by Abraham and Esther Hicks. I'm really beginning to understand, I believe, how this reality works and the truth. And I really honestly believe that I am setting myself free. And, you know, many of you know my mission to transform the world one person at a time, starting with myself, right? And as y'all see me transform, I hope to help as many of you as possible to transform your lives as well and walk with passion and purpose in your own lives. And so I've been watching, I watched a couple videos on Gaia. Gaia is like Netflix for your soul, basically. I did a video a couple days ago on dimensions 1 through 4. So this one is on dimensions 5 through 9. So basically, they're like Conspiracy Realist Universe, the name of my YouTube channel, with a capital Y-O-U in universe, because, guys, the universe is literally inside of us as well. And so I believe not only are the dimensions outside here that we're living in, like in 3D linear time and space, but that's also a dimension within ourselves, in our energy centers, in our chakras. And as we move up, the final one, the 7th chakra in the human being, is the crown chakra, which is for enlightenment, right? So most people are living in their root chakra, which deals with like survival, and that's in the 3D reality, right? So anyway, this video is on the 5th through the 9th. Right now, currently, we are in the 3rd dimension, linear time and space, right? This is quantum physics, metaphysics, epigenetics. This is what our reality actually is. The more and more you look into it, like, this is the truth. I believe it's the truth. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Please do your own research and form your own beliefs. Your beliefs are incredibly powerful. They create your reality. So I believe that we are multidimensional beings, all right? So the 4th dimension is where we give up our control willingly. So what does that mean? What does it take to break free, or what does it take to break free from 3D and 4D? So 4D is the collective area of consciousness. This is where duality exists, light and dark, good and evil. So to level up, you have to activate your mind. You have to start questioning things. You have to step out of the status quo. Get the real truth, okay? You need to process trauma and break the paradigm, right? So what is paradigm? Paradigm means it's a construct in our minds that we have been conditioned to believe. And so we believe this story or the narrative, and we give our power, our energetic power, because we are energetic beings, we're vibrational beings, energy, frequency, and vibration. And we give our power to these ideas of war and poverty and sickness and all these things, right? You can break free from all of that. It starts in your mind. So clear yourself emotionally, Your emotions are energy in motion. And so if you have negative emotions, you are moving towards negative things. You attract negative things. You attract what you put out, your vibration, right? So, like I said, lack, poverty, war, sickness, they're all mental constructs. The global elite has been controlling mankind for at least the past 5,000 years, okay? Global elite, the cabal, the deep state, whatever you want to call it. There are higher ups in the hierarchy, the one percenters that know how this reality really works, and they keep the rest of us dumbed down, drugged up, and disempowered. And that's the truth. And they've been doing it for a long time, but that's all changing now. We're switching paradigms. So this new paradigm that we're creating, it's the healing movement. Right now, people are healing, bringing up a lot of things. This isolation, this COVID, it's meant to be a wake-up call for humanity. Everything is happening for a divine plan and purpose, and it's putting us outside of our comfort zones to grow. Like I said, it's a wake-up call for humanity. It's time to change. We're literally killing Mother Earth. Mother Earth is a living being. And we're just basically cells on a quantum level, right? So again, and this universe, not only are we in the universe is within us. So this is quantum physics, epigenetics. It's stuff that I've been looking into for a little while now. I've done a lot of videos. They're all on my YouTube, and I'll post a link if anyone's interested. But we're creating a new paradigm. So we're healing, we're reprogramming ourselves, we're breaking free from the 3D matrix, right? We're moving up into the fourth, and ultimately, I think, to the 5D, the fifth dimension, where we'll manifest heaven on earth. It's been done. The Lumerians, the Atlanteans, like a lot of civilizations have lived pretty close to like higher consciousness, right? It's a higher level of consciousness. Anyway, so global elite wants us unhealed and trapped in emotion, not using our brains, obviously. They don't want us questioning who's they. They don't want us to question things. Like, so that's actually, so story real quick. That's how they came up with the term conspiracy theorist, because people who were questioning the narrative for the JFK assassination, the CIA stepped in and created this term and had news stations say, no, these people are just conspiracy theorists, right? So, they could keep the masses all under control, believing, the truth and not questioning. But we all know that JFK, that, we should know that that wasn't the real story, what they were told back then, right? But they want to keep us locked in that construct, but that's all changing right now. A 1977 wounded healer, this is just a little note I had. The wounded healer in 1977 started the mind-body movement. So we're gradually clearing the duality, which is the dark field, the 4D, the 3D, the denser energies, penetrating the 4D with light. Most of y'all probably, no, people don't know about this stuff. Like, the average person doesn't know about quantum physics and epigenetics, and probably hasn't watched the things that I have. But we most certainly all can. We all have access to the information. But anyway, excuse me. So light is actually coming in right now. The Schumann resonance is something that it shows the light that is coming in from the sun right now, which is very, very powerful, intense energies that are coming to Earth. Light carries information. Light on a quantum level is information. This whole universe is information, numbers, patterns, and codes. It's so much more than we've been led to believe. It's divine creation. Everything is creative energy. Everything is, I believe God is creative energy. If that makes sense, because in the beginning, God created, right? And there was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh. That creative energy brings things into manifestation. And we're all manifestations of that original source. And we're all creators with that source. And we're one collective consciousness. And we're all freaking creating. And if we could all just switch and say, hey, I want to focus on love instead of the propaganda and the false fake news and all the other, crap, and step out of fear and back into love, which is what God is. God is love. Remember, y'all? When we do that, not if, we'll manifest heaven on earth. So these are levels of consciousness. These are dimensions. This is quantum physics. It's far more than the average person is aware of. Not that I'm above average. I mean, yeah, I guess I'm pretty intelligent. I was an above average student, but I just take the time to learn. I find it interesting, and it seems to be transforming my life, and I believe it to be true. And like, all it talks about is just being happier and focusing on what you want. And we're sovereign beings. Abundance is our birthright, and the world doesn't have to be this way. There doesn't have to be war. There doesn't have to be poverty. There doesn't have to be lack. We can create a new world where none of that exists. That's how powerful we are. If people would just wake up to it. So the new paradigm was all about healing. Light is penetrating. How can we break through to the 5D? Right? Some of you might feel stuck right now in the 4D. You might feel like things are changing for you. You're leveling up in your life, like new opportunities are coming in, you're attracting better people. But you're kind of like stuck. Well, the 4D, the fourth dimension, has like 30 levels. So like the lower levels are very dense. You have to make it through those to get up to the higher levels of the fourth dimension. And then you have to balance your mind and emotions, and the 5D will immediately open. Balance your mind and your emotions, and the 5D will immediately open. So the fifth dimension is all about the heart. It's about opening the heart chakra and living in love. 5D is all about opening the heart. I remembered that, and that was literally my next note. But yeah, it's all about the heart chakra, living in love from a place of service, to be here of service, to fulfill your purpose, to help other people by sharing your gifts with the world. When enough people are doing this, one by one will awaken and become, I believe, the body of Christ consciousness. We awaken to this power within us, that we are the way, the truth, and the light, just as Jesus said, because the light is within all of us, because we are all pieces of the divine source creator, right? So expand your electromagnetic field in your heart. How do you do that? By opening your heart and allowing love in and feeling higher elevated emotions, right? Vibrating higher. Choosing joy and love and peace and things that feel good, right? And doing more of what makes you happy, because when you're happy, you attract better things. Sacred geometry. Sacred geometry, 8th dimension is light. Sacred geometry, wait, what about sacred geometry? Anyway, the 8th dimension, I skipped, where am I at here? Did I skip something? 5D is all about the Christ consciousness, right? Manifesting heaven on earth. And where is 6D? Did I totally skip that? Sound frequency. I think these are just random notes. Talks about somatics, sound frequency, sound effects, how patterns in snowflakes and water, and there's studies that show you play ugly music, it makes ugly patterns, and if you play really nice music, it makes nice snowflakes and nice beautiful patterns, right? So sound healing, polarity is in control of us if we don't know what is going on. Yeah, we really need to wake up and take control of our own minds and our emotions, because emotions are energy in motion. That's our power, and we're giving our power away to so much. And then we have no energy, no power to focus on our desires and our purpose and things that actually make us happy. And that's what we're supposed to be focusing on again. So start doubting the story or narrative. We need to question the status quo, question everything. I started questioning about the Illuminati 10 years ago, and then, I don't know, I kind of sailed through 5 years. I had my son, and then vaccines, divine revelation, And I just started researching so many different things, like putting this together. And the truth is being exposed. I want to say that it is coming out, at least in my story. If what I talk about is true, I'm creating my reality. And so in my reality, the truth is coming to light right now. And it's a spiritual war on human consciousness, and it is all going to be exposed. So human, oh, this is just a little side note. Human orgasms move the galactic center. So, oh, sexual energy is powerful. And then it's so funny because I came across a prayer for sexual healing in this book, which seems pretty interesting, but I'm going to do that on a separate video. Human sexual energy is like the most powerful energy. Supposedly, I don't, like, I haven't, I've heard that it is. I believe that it is, when used right. Most of us are not using our sexual energy consciously at all, especially young people nowadays, and myself when I was younger. And like, that's why I want to read that prayer for sexual healing as well. But William Wright, he was doing research, and it was shut down, showing that the human orgasm force is affecting all of us. Sexual energy is powerful. But so, okay, the sixth dimension. So the fifth is Christ consciousness, heaven on earth, right? The sixth is sacred geometry. So labyrinths anchor the sixth dimension. Labyrinths, crop circles, these things are found all over the place. And then you got Area 51, where they're keeping things covered up, right? They've come out this year in February, and the Pentagon admitted to extraterrestrial life. And so people just kind of brush it off like nothing, and forget all about it. And of course, then COVID happened. So, but extraterrestrial life does exist. There are other civilizations out there. I believe so. In the Pleiades, in the Assyrians, the Arcturians, I believe, yes. And actually, this lady channels the Pleiadians, and they are like the keepers of maybe the sixth dimension. So, sacred systems, Egyptians, etc. So, sacred systems, the Egyptians, ancient civilizations did that. They would use labyrinths to anchor into the sixth dimension, into the heart. Yoga, Tai Chi, what does this say? When you're aligned. Oh, okay. Yoga, Tai Chi, they all pull you into the sixth dimension form and body. And so when you're aligned with the sixth dimension, you don't have things like aches and pains, or arthritis. So like, you don't need doctors, you don't need that kind of stuff, right? We literally, our bodies are powerful. We can heal our own bodies. We just need to start tapping more into the energy. See, I believe like the Lumerians and the Atlanteans and things like that, they had healing tables, there's light, and they would just literally lay down and they could heal themselves instantly, in those ancient times. And actually it says this, ancient times they did this, and now it's demonized, or it says, it's myths. These places were myths, they didn't really exist. I believe that they did, right? So open your heart to melt fear. Quick side note, Plutonia, the next revolution in understanding our universe, the end of time. It's a book, and she tells us the ninth dimension is time. So it's a physics book. So the ninth dimension, my notes are a little crazy here. Quantum mechanics, early 19th century. Research with string theory. I was looking at string theory. Have you ever heard of string theory? I guess it's just parallel universes. I don't know. I watched something briefly. I watched a movie on it. It was called like the Einstein experiment or something like that. So everyone has one vote. Keep your thoughts clear in a direction you want. You're creating We know we're creating everything. That's what I said. So if I'm creating this, this is my story. I can literally make it go any way I want. And I want all of humanity to awaken and collectively focus on love and manifest heaven on earth. So I believe that's what will happen. You're creating everything in your world, and you are part of the collective consciousness. Everything we do affects everything else. So sixth dimensions guarded by the sixth dimension is guarded by the Assyrians, not the Pleiadians. The Assyrians are from the star system Sirius. Isn't that like the brightest star in the sky, Sirius? The fifth is guarded by the Pleiadians. Okay, the fifth dimension is guarded by the Pleiadians. She mentions to study Egyptology to experience breakthroughs and discoveries. She says that hieroglyphics are quantum mechanical language. Very, very, very high-tech stuff. And we're told that these civilizations were not like intelligent or advanced, or yet they have structures that are still standing, and our, engineers today cannot replicate like some of these buildings and things like that. So yeah, Ed Malowski proven that these ancient something civilizations were very technologically advanced. Yeah, the pyramids, I also, real quick, I believe the pyramids were powerhouses. There's actually chemical residue in the tunnels of the pyramids, and these chemicals were electricity conductors. So I believe they were actually like the powerhouses. They were aligned with astrologically with the stars, and they were essentially getting the energy, and I believe they were transporting it wirelessly throughout the world via obelisks. Obelisk would be like a stone telephone pole. You find obelisks all over the world, multiple civilizations everywhere, and pyramids. Pyramids are not just in Egypt. They were harnessing energy from the earth and from the stars or the heavens or whatever you want to call it, and they were spreading it worldwide wirelessly. And this is what Nikola Tesla was trying to do. Okay, he was trying to replicate that. They were far more advanced than we've ever been led to believe. They were more advanced than we were, for sure. So where are we here? Seventh dimension. The seventh dimension is hyperspace. Sound healing comes from the seventh dimension. And Andromeda Galaxy uses the keepers. Wait, what? Andromeda Galaxy are the keepers of the seventh dimension. Earth has come back into harmonics. Earth is a living being, and we are all cells basically affecting it all, and we've been destroying or killing Mother Earth. I said this earlier. Earth is like an actual biological living being. And so, yeah, we've literally been killing the Earth. We're all just cells. And take control of your mind now so we can heal and progress. The eighth dimension is a data bank. It has all the answers. The eighth D is the pure divine light. This part is interesting. The Anunnaki and Nephilim are the keepers of the fourth dimension. The fallen angels, they go, I guess, so the Nephilim, the fallen angels, the Anunnaki, we know that from heaven to earth they came, right? And they made it with the women on earth, and they had giant hybrid beings, the Nephilim and the fallen angels. And so they are the ones that rule us from the fourth D. That is the darkness that so many religious cultures and civilizations have spoke of over the past millennia, right? For such a long time already. This is the darkness. They control us. That's why it's a spiritual war on human consciousness. It's a spiritual battle in our minds that we can't see. It's not a physical battle. So this is the 3D, linear time and space, where we're here in physical form. Although matter is 99.9% empty space and doesn't really exist anyway, and so matter is an illusion, though it be a persistent one. Albert Einstein said that. But and then there is something called the Galactic Federation. They call themselves that to, it's a corporate structure to make reality come into manifestation. Corporate structure to make a reality come into manifestation. Yeah, some of this stuff is probably really far-fetched for a lot of people because it just seems like it can't be real. But hey, guys, if we're here, what else is possible? Because, like, I mean, look at us. We're literally living, breathing biological software. Numbers, patterns, and codes. Like our DNA, living, it's software. It can be upgraded. It can be activated. Our brains are incredible. The power of the subconscious mind is incredible. Like, we are literally creating this reality. And so none of this stuff, though it may seem far-fetched for a lot of people, it does not seem far-fetched at all for me. Earth is a ground for spiritual growth. We come here to experience and to grow and evolve. And this is the freaking truth. And I believe that we're moving from the third dimension, lower, denser, darker energies, into the fifth dimension to manifest heaven on earth. So, and also the first 7 dimensions are in our bodies. They're within. And then the 8th is connecting with divine consciousness and beyond, right? So, enter the mind of the sun. We have direct access to the 8th dimension. We can connect energetically. So we can tap into that from the 3D and to the source. We can talk with God, right? We have direct connection to the light. We just have to listen. It's within. We have direct access. We can tap into that. So, and then that's the moment when I made the connections that the 9 dimensions are the 7 chakras and beyond into universal consciousness. So we don't have access beyond the 9th dimension, but the potentials are out there. The question is, do you hook into it or not? And does the global elite have control of your consciousness? Okay, so the global elite keeps us trapped in this 3D matrix illusion of fear and poverty and war and sickness and all the things. They have us dumbed down, drugged up, and disempowered. And I really believe that I'm starting to understand the truth. And so I hope that, I hope that whoever listens, watches my stuff, the thing that I would just pray and hope for is that you come on the right moment to hear exactly what you need to hear, to get the information that you need to bring you to the next level of your life. Because I honestly believe, like, what the hell is this place, guys? Why are we here? What is our purpose? We're here to fucking grow and to expand and to evolve as spiritual beings. We're spiritual beings, okay? And these dimensions, they exist, and it's the spiritual world, okay? We're not taught how to live we're not taught. We're lied to about everything, okay? We're conditioned to live in their constructs. But it's time to break free from all of that and to go from the 3rd dimension into the 5th to manifest heaven on earth. So it's a new paradigm. If you understand what I mean by this, then I hope you got something out of this. And I'm going to jump off. Truth, love, and light. Namaste, guys.